Hello and welcome to my brand new video, or possibly even new series at this point. Throughout my years in Unturned roleplay, I've seen many roleplay servers come and go, and most of them that I knew back in the day are gone forever. And so, I've decided to make this video so you won't make the same mistakes like many roleplay servers did in the past. I will talk about 5 common mistakes roleplay servers unfortunately do nowadays. So let's begin. Mistake number 1. Copied map. Now listen, there isn't anything bad or awful and spectacular in copying a map, but if you like the map, then at least change its terrain a bit to make it stand out, you know, by adding basic terrain needs like tree types, bushes, NPCs, hidden areas for explorations, caves, and many other things which I'll talk about later. Basically saying, stop taking a credit for a map you didn't do. I'm talking about Nilex's map being used the most. Mistake number 2. Admin abuse. This is pretty much self-explanatory. If you or your staff starts to abuse their powers by spawning a lot of stuff in, then the server becomes an admin abuse haven, respectively saying, you or your staff will lose interest in helping players when they'll call for help, and also will lose interest in playing on the server due to the abuse. And look, if you, for an example, don't have a NPC that sells cars, or I don't know what else, then it's perfectly normal to have a staff member be active as a car dealer or any other missing NPC. However, just make sure that the money you earn from selling cars to players are then disposed of. Mistake number 3. Lack of terrain. Now, in case you don't know what I mean by this, terrain is very important for your roleplay server, mainly for players and the opportunities that come with it. Terrain, as I said previously, plays a very important role for your roleplay server due to many reasons, such as for players to explore hidden areas, discover new NPCs, new buildings to live in, many jobs that NPCs offer, wild animals, you name it. I will make another video about the player types that are important to take care on your roleplay server, but now let's go to the mistake number 4. And before I move into mistake number 4, I will also talk about the terrain and the map and what should be on it in different video. So anyways, mistake number 4. Lack of plugins. Plugins are important for your roleplay server. They serve as a change of code if you want to take that in a way. There are several plugins I've seen throughout my years in Unturned, and the main plugin I've seen was against KOS. In case you don't know what KOS is, KOS stands for Kill on Sight. This is mainly referent to the people who got killed by players for no reason at all, or there could be a reason and they just called it a KOS, so the guy who killed them gets banned. The main thing I've seen on a lot of roleplay servers was when you die, you lose everything on you. This therefore makes the player who just lost everything in their inventory sad, angry, or even depressed, mainly due to how much time they've spent on grinding, and now they are back at the bottom, having to start from scratch. And don't even get me started on those types of roleplay servers where you lose experience and the whole skill tree. Basically saying, add plugins against KOS measures and as well as for the inventory to not drop, as well as for your skills to not be put back to 0 for better server experience. But if you don't want to add that, then that's perfectly fine. Mistake number 5. Extremely high prices. This is pretty much self-explanatory. You got the NPCs that have very high prices for each item, even the most basic items for daily use, such as pickaxe or an axe. I've seen many roleplay servers do this mistake, and so I am pretty confident that this is very common. So how do you fix the prices? Very simple. I recommend increasing profits from basic jobs and have the NPC items, such as, for example, NPC selling food or clothes, to have their prices increased just by 10 to 30% of their previous price. But the main and pretty much common method I've seen so far was simply to make NPC jobs pay less and the NPC selling items high. If you are going with a common tactic, or the one I've said before, you also need to make it some way or another fair by adding illegal NPCs. And if you don't know what I mean by illegal NPCs, I mean NPCs that sell drugs or illegal weaponry. So yeah, that's all the common mistakes every server owner does in their Unturned roleplay server. I personally hope that this helped you, and if it did, make sure to comment if it did or not. I used to be a server owner myself in 2020 for some time before closing the server at the end of 2020, mainly due to money issues. If you'd like to not comment, feel free to at least join my Discord in the description. Also, have a good day and goodbye.